when the half-assed broker eating 8 hot dogs is an acceptable excuse to restart the show. I'm Walker.
I'm Eric, and if you didn't pick up on that, we literally we started our recording. We had this great idea: who could eat 8 hot dogs the fastest? So we just recorded that, but it took a little longer than expected, and we needed to cut it. So we're gonna have that as a separate video. It's super fun. I only spoiler alert, because you're gonna see that video way before you see this, because this video is not gonna drop for like another week or so. But we're gonna post our hot dog eating video probably tomorrow or tonight or something like that. So
yeah, it depends on what we do tonight for streaming.
Yeah. So yeah, either tonight I can either edit and post last week's video, or we'll stream.
Yeah, whatever we decide.
Either way, we'll figure it out. I guess we'll start out with Walker. Aside from 8 hot dogs, what are you consuming? Ew. Ugh, is it your puke bucket in case they all come back up? But you got a little Genesee cream ale there. That's good. Got to wash it down.
I'm hoping that I can like burp and get some like room in my stomach, so I don't feel like I'm about to pop.
What do you think the odds that? What are the odds that you're gonna puke while we're recording?
I would say pretty low. I usually
Okay.
like, if I'm gonna puke from something, I'll know right away. Like
really,
when we did the Buffalo Wild Wings thing, like
mm-hmm.
2 wings in, I knew I was gonna end up puking, so that's why I just kept going through it, because I was like, it was gonna happen eventually.
Well, that was violent. That was like a violent sauce on there, and scalding hot oil popping everywhere. That was rough. This,
well, I mean,
8 hot dogs. Honestly, it's not that much. These were jumbo hot dogs, by the way.
Yeah,
with massive fucking buns.
8 hot dogs alone were like a pound, and then adding the buns in. The buns were the hardest part, honestly.
Yeah, the buns are so well. I'll tell you what the hardest part about. I only got through. I'll drop thick spoiler. I only got through 4 of the hot dogs because I saw Walker was whooping my ass, and same thing. I'm not really here to do the food competitions. I'm just here to enjoy the journey with Walker. While he does,
I've already done. I've done 2 today.
Yeah, he ate the whole outrageously spicy nachos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did
if you look on my Instagram, Differus, there's a picture of the hot sauce bottle, and it shows the picture, and I flip it over to show the Scoville level, which was 500,000. So
500K, baby.
And then we used habanero jack cheese, jalapeno jack cheese, milk, whatever, blah, 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 to make the cheese sauce and all that stuff. Then Lizzie put serrano peppers, chipotle peppers, and pickled jalapenos in that mix too. And then she drizzled
Good. Okay.
And then she put chives on the top, and then she also put a big old dollop of horseradish right dead center. And I had to eat the whole thing, chug a beer, and then chug milk.
Was it prepared horseradish, like the mayonnaise, or like?
No, it was just raw, like pickled horseradish.
Nice.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, it was intense. That was fun. I mean, like,
and we got this all on video.
All of it's on video. It's on my phone right now. We were having some technical difficulties because my SD card wouldn't take video. So we have like a stop motion pictures of the nachos being made. But
nice.
As far as like me eating it goes, and I give credit to Lizzie, it looks like it was taken really professionally, because it doesn't the picture doesn't move once.
And they do have really good cameras on today's phones and everything. We have the S9. Their cameras are super good. The only thing is you don't have it on a tripod.
Yeah, it's so funny. She like sat on like a bar stool, rested her hands on top of the edge of the bar stool so it would stabilize her hands, and she stayed like that for the whole time.
Very
I was
nice.
doing it. I was
very
impressed.
Nice.
She goes, it was nothing compared to what I had to go through, but I'm like, you made it. She goes, I'm like, you made it. You knew what I was gonna get.
Did she have any of it?
No, she wouldn't even smell it. She caught a whiff of it before she put the ghost pepper in. She goes, oh, you're gonna hate life. So yeah,
that's so from doing these at home food challenge type things, like, has it opened your eyes as to like Like you still want to go and do like try like actual competitions and
Yeah,
try like
yeah, maybe not all at once though. Like
yeah,
this time around
maybe
when
not
I
all on
did
the same day.
what I did two, right? When I did two within the same hour of each other, but yeah, definitely. I would definitely do another one.
Nice. Have you found any around you?
Not really. I'm not looking for quantity ones. I don't think I'm all that good at quantity, to be honest.
The
Like
spicy stuff.
I could pound away, but I'm not that fast. So I mean, like, give me 45 minutes. I could probably put away a couple pounds of food, but I want to go for the spicy stuff because the puking, it makes it better. Because if you eat too much food, you're full. You're full. You just got to live with being full. If you eat too spicy of a food and you make it through the competition and everything, you can go puke it right back up, and like a lot of that's out of your system at that point.
Well, I mean, don't so. I feel like some competitions have like you have to keep it down for 3 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but still,
We'll see.
I
Don't know.
know, I'm
Yeah,
vaping a lot.
it's brutal.
It's settling my stomach.
Yeah, it was. It's a lot. It's a lot to do, and I commend you on that because I'm just not a food challenge guy. I like to eat at my own pace, kind of do my own thing.
Yeah,
Really just
yeah.
enjoy my food. What about
Well, yeah.
So they do have. I don't know about around you, but I have seen the things. Oh, if you eat this whole pie, you get it for free or something. But I think you have to like pay to enter.
We, but when I was living down in Georgia, we used to do that. We used to go out to places that would say like, if you could eat this whole thing, you ate for free. We did that when we were broke, and we like forced ourselves to eat the whole fucking
Yeah,
thing. So, I
yeah,
mean,
that's probably the way to go. I have no interest in doing any of those.
yeah, I don't know if I could do like at restaurant ones yet. I'm gonna practice at home doing random shit here, and maybe I'll start doing them. But for now, I really like kind of like just coming up with random concoctions for me to try to consume. Whew, that almost came back up.
Yeah, like we just ate these hot dogs.
Yeah,
Like
like
what like
10
five
minutes
ten
ago.
minutes
Yeah,
ago.
10
Yeah.
minutes ago.
However long this video is at this point right here, minus like 4 minutes.
Yeah, for bowel evacuation.
Yeah, it was ugly. But so we got food competitions. What else do we got going on?
We are one requirement away from being affiliate on Twitch,
Yeah,
and
which we realistically we could do it within the month if we just have
yeah,
if everyone's on board.
we are 22 followers away. If we become affiliates on Twitch, we're gonna set a permanent schedule up, and we're gonna start like doing rotations between me and Eric, and maybe sometimes us together, like especially with the ESO. So
Yeah, and honestly, even before we get affiliate, because it's not like if we're gonna get affiliate, it's like we're gonna get it we're gonna get it within the month.
yeah,
As long as we keep up. So we were talking about getting like a schedule set up because right now we're kind of just doing it randomly. But our last couple streams have been doing really really well. So
yeah, my last night stream when I was so drunk, I was like, I'm gonna go stream.
yeah, that's basically what I got home from the bar the other night and I was stream.
Yeah,
I was just like hammering beers down and shit like while I'm streaming. I don't know if I fucking remember it, but got good numbers, right?
yeah.
No, I remember all of it. I wasn't.
I was so surprised when I saw the Steam report last night after I got off. I was like, "Holy shit, we got over average. We got over that average. So we're like, we have like this big upswing going on, which is awesome. Which makes me want to like start looking at more games to get. So these games that I've been wanting to play, so I can start streaming them more.
Yeah, I think I usually, I stream Elder Scrolls Online because it's the game I'm most comfortable with. It's the game I'm best at. I know I like to play games where if anybody has any questions, they can ask me and I will 100% have an answer for you, you know? I feel like it just allows you to have like a whole different level of interaction with the audience.
Well, I feel like with a game like that, oh my god! So if World of Warcraft Classic comes out, that's something I'd like to get into.
I heard a lot of people talking that they're gonna be moving to WoW vanilla. I don't know. I might.
That would be cool. I mean, it'd be nice if it didn't cost $15 a month, but
it does though. That's the thing.
The vanilla, like I mean, that's gonna be a whole different.
I was talking to Joe, and he said it's gonna be 15 a month. But I know he said he's going to. If you guys remember on the show, Joe, he was on the Nitrogen Tone episode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
him and a couple people are going to be going to WoW Vanilla when it comes out. I forget when. Is it August or September?
I haven't even looked at the release date yet.
You know what? I'd give it a shot. The only thing is we'd literally be like 20 years behind people who have been playing it,
Well,
since release.
if it goes back to vanilla, I think I'm sure it'll reset the characters because a lot of those characters have stats that are like past the vanilla level.
Yeah.
So it might just be a whole like fresh slate.
Is it a whole new game? I don't know anything about it.
That's what I'm speculating on. I remember for a while back, like when I think like the third or fourth DLC came out, someone actually took WoW and made a vanilla version of it for free for people. And
isn't vanilla just like playing without the DLCs and stuff?
Yeah, that's all it is.
So like, well, I guess I just don't understand why they're making it.
A lot of people miss there's been a huge movement of people wanting original WoW back. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, I know I liked the original WoW when I tried to get back into it and I saw the DLC. I'm like, that's too much. I couldn't even imagine going. ESO is a little bit different because it's already a pre-established continent, and they're just adding areas to that continent
that already exists within the lore.
Yeah, within the Elder Scrolls lore. With WoW, I feel like they just kind of like, oh, here's surprise lore that we never even knew about.
They're just making it up as they go.
Vanilla WoW is like a continuation.
Was it Azeroth? Is that the name of the world?
I think so. I just remember because I played Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. And World of Warcraft is actually supposed to be a continuation of the third one. And the Burning Crusade is where they had the Dead King, the Undead King.
I don't know what any of this is.
And when they had the Undead King, that was kind of like the climax of the ending of 3 because they kind of left 3 on like a cliffhanger.
Was like WoW 1, 2, and 3? Were they like real-time strategy games? Like what's the difference between Warcraft and World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft's like a role-playing game like ESO, and
it's an MMORPG, which is massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Warcraft is like the OG like Civilization and like stuff like that where you build an army
like StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's an RTS. It's a real-time strategy, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was called. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the RTS they're called. I believe StarCraft and StarCraft 2 are and they're made by they're made by Blizzard.
StarCraft is Blizzard. Something about StarCraft I wish I could remember, but there's something about StarCraft that like people actually use it as like a test for stuff. Like AI, like I think they use StarCraft for like AI testing and stuff like that. They make AI play StarCraft.
Oh, I don't know.
But I don't know specifics. I've heard that from like professors and stuff in the past.
Fucking nerds. I think I will give WoW a try.
I mean, like if they do like the old school WoWs and like all the other WoWs, like you can do a 30-day free trial. I would be willing to like stream a 30-day free trial, and if we really like it, we can continue on with it. But
yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah,
they have the thing is, Elder Scrolls Online was my first MMO that I got like really into. Like I got to like end game and max level, and had all the characters and all that crap. So it is going to be tough for me to jump to a new MMO because I have a lot of time dedicated into Elder Scrolls Online. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll definitely, if there's a 30-day free trial, 110% I will try it. And if a lot of my friends jump from ESO to WoW, I might make the jump too.
It's kind of interesting because that's how it was when ESO came out. A lot of people jumped from WoW to ESO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But ESO,
I know a lot of WoW.
I like ESO. WoW has a really good PvP presence too. And
I love the PvP in the ESO though.
That's what I mean. I think at the time ESO had a really good PvP compared to WoW and stuff like that. But I think like between the nostalgia glasses and ESO kind of becoming a little bit stale with their content, like it's because I think a lot of people are starting to become a little bit more towards WoW. And like
I don't know, man. I don't know. Fucking ESO has been pumping out quality content for like consistently, just nonstop pump, which for better or worse, as someone who has like
You don't
You know,
even
if you
pay
don't have a lot
attention
of
to the
money and
story
stuff.
that they add in the DLC.
Yeah, but they add new classes for me to kick people's asses with. You know, they add a bunch of new gear sets. Yes, you're right. I
Class
don't really
kicking
pay
asses.
attention to the lore or the story,
Yeah.
but I do really appreciate the quality of life updates they do. Um, you know, the buffing and the nerfing of abilities and sets that need it, and unfortunately,
Well,
they nerf some things that don't
WoW
need it.
does that too.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
don't.
mean. I would definitely try it.
Yeah, I mean, when I say stale, I mean like it just for those that are like max level, and I've like just going off of what I've read, like a lot of people are trying to port to different MMOs because they feel that they've kind of hit their wall with ESO.
Well,
Which I get. Like I get where you would feel that way. Like I get when people really like it, wouldn't want to move, but I get people that would want to move it. Like it's all a matter of like how you
there
feel.
is at times you do feel like you hit a glass ceiling where there's just some content where so like if you do, you know, there's end game content and then there's like hard mode end
Yeah.
game content where it's if you do not like there's only so much you can do as a solo player. And it's an MMO, so obviously you're going to be trying to find like a guild to run with and everything, and like high end players to run with.
Yeah.
But if you're not all on the same page, it's really really tough. So you do see kind of a ceiling where you know you're a really 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 good player, but it's sometimes you're not going to get to that elite status. You know, there's people out there who are just fucking amazing at the game, and they've networked so well that you know, and that's mostly like the streamers and the YouTubers and stuff for it,
Yeah.
and they're doing like if you look at the amount of people who are clearing like this end game hard mode content, it's like not a lot. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like some of these achievements, like no death hard mode speed runs on these like vet trials and shit. Like it's like not happening, except like the top raid guilds.
Yeah, well then
Which
that's what I mean. Like I remember why I stopped playing ESO, and I'm like I know that might be a shared sentiment, and I know why Eric kept playing ESO, which is like why there's kind of a divide, and I can see why people would want to go back. But at the same time, like I like ESO. I've always liked the Elder Scrolls thing more. I played ESO, or I played WoW back when I was like a young kid,
mhm.
and going back to it, I kind of like my nostalgic glasses. I want to go back and see this like the vanilla because I played the vanilla, but at the same
I could
time,
absolutely see that. That would be amazing if like because I know a lot of people who played it like when we were in like high school and stuff like that, and I never did.
yeah.
So just like for the people who did play in high school, like you,
Mhm.
if to be able to go back to that whole world, I think that would be super sick. So I really, really, really see where you're coming from with that nostalgic factor.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of the fandom that left a while to go to ESO. I think those are the ones that are gonna mostly be the ones leaving.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I'm also thinking that maybe the luster will wear off after a while, and they'll end up back at ESO because I mean it does have a lot of good content, and if you're going to WoW having to rebuild a whole new character, it's got to be either like knock it out of the park, be absolutely amazing, be everything you wanted and more, or it's gonna be the exact same thing. You're gonna get your nostalgia fix, and then you're gonna go back to ESO.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna work with that. Like going back to vanilla, what that's like. I don't know. I have no idea. It's something we're gonna have to wait and see
If they
in a
were
few
if
months.
they remastered it and made the graphics better, I would be 1000% behind it. I just don't know a whole lot about it at this time.
I really, for me, PvP is probably the most important for me. So I really need to see.
WoW has an awesome PvP.
Does
It's
it?
really
I've never
cool.
seen it. I've never seen it. I don't know how it works. I don't know.
So you pick a Horde or Alliance, and if you're on the Alliance side, if you're in Alliance territory, you're kind of safe. You don't get attacked by Alliance people. If you're in
Mhm.
Horde territory, you get attacked by the Horde uh, players and whatnot. And there's also like open areas where you can get attacked by um, monsters, the Horde, and whatever. And you can do
The
like
Alliance.
dungeon raid. Oh, the Alliance will always be on your side. You'll never fight Alliance people. Which
What if you're in the Horde?
if you're in the horde, you'll fight alliance people. But that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like if you're on the same,
Okay. So
depending
your
on what
respective
faction you're,
team.
yeah. But the horde can come into the alliance area and attack you, and then you can also like duel your friends and everything that are on the same team. Like, but you have to like consent to
Uh,
it.
How does it work? How does it work? Is there like 5-piece gear sets like in ESO?
I think so. It's been like 14
Yeah.
years since I played, so
Uh, yeah, it's just something we're gonna have to check out, and I'm definitely interested in checking it out. I will make sure I have space on my computer for that.
yeah, I don't think it's that big. I mean, like if it again, like if they
If it's
upgrade
just
if
vanilla,
they upgrade the graphics, maybe it'll be bigger. But last time I remember, it was only like 4 gig game.
oh, that's nothing. So I
Yeah,
mean, yeah. So I'll definitely look into that. We'll stream that, and I cannot stress enough. If you are listening to this and you have any interest in like video games or whatever, go to our Twitch page and give us a follow because, like I said, within a month, if we stay on the same page, we're going to get affiliate. And that just what affiliate means is it just gives us more opportunity to stream in higher quality. It allows us to monetize so we can get subs, monthly subscribers. We can
yeah.
receive in stream donations like bits and stuff that they call it. It's just it's our next step into
Making this full time, like
yeah, exactly.
we got so much content and so many ideas we want to run through, not just a food competition thing, but we got so much stuff that we want to throw at y'all. Like it was just, we just don't have the time. And then like this whole like Twitch affiliate could mean we would have more time to do this because we would start making the money to, put it back into this, put back into like being able to be in front of the screen and come up with these ideas, see these ideas to fruition. I mean, I have a laundry list of stuff in my folders right now that I've been sitting on for a while. So that's something I'd eventually like to see done.
Yeah, and
And
they also give you priority on so it's really just being able to stream in higher quality of like higher chances of getting on the front page
yeah,
just to get more exposure and stuff. It puts you obviously on the path to getting partnered, and that's the goal eventually is to get partnered with Twitch on this account because then it's then just more traffic through the page. It's basically we're really here to just grow our channel,
yeah,
grow the brand, just grow everything on social media as much as we can. And basically the first like small, it's not hard to get affiliate, but it's our first step to really making this happen.
yeah, yeah, and exactly. We just, there, like I said, we got a lot of content we want to bring to y'all. We just need to find the time to do it, and being able to like, not have to work a normal 9 to 5 or all the time. Like it would help a lot because that way we can, I could sit down first thing in the morning and just bang out the editing, come up with like pull up some stuff, find the resources that we need, be able to afford better editing software, like stuff like that.
We Transfer Plus, buy us We Transfer Plus, please. No,
We
actually, no,
transfer, not even we transfer. We need to get we need to pay for the storage thing so we can
yeah.
have like we need that Google Cloud.
Is that yeah? I think we've been talking about what to use. There's a bunch of different cloud storage and stuff. Dropbox, Google Cloud. We Transfer is just a really easy way to transfer large files, but unfortunately, we're at the point where our videos are just too big to
Yeah.
be shared with their free usage.
Well, and then like it's taking up space on our computers too. So like
Yeah,
we're trying to like
yeah,
find a spot to put them. So God forbid anything happen, we still have it for whenever we need to move around
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
When we convert the videos into podcasts, so we can post them on Castbox and whatnot. So
hmm
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's also we were talking about doing like kind of like splitting off a little bit and having like a separate like have our podcast, but then also have videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what we're also really interested in doing. Because we're in a weird place right now. We are doing a podcast, but I would like to, we both would like to make it a little more visual, and
Yeah. Well, that's why,
it's
and that's why we're doing like like us on the screen now. So like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely I like it a lot better. It just adds another just more depth to the
yeah,
podcast, a more like personal feel to it. Like you can actually see us or whatever.
yeah. Some of the feedback I've been getting lately has been that y'all wanted to see more of this. So this is
Yeah,
what we're gonna get. Get my ugly mug and my disheveled beard because I've been eating nasty
yeah.
food all day.
So since once again Walker never asked me what I'm drinking,
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
I'm drinking Terrapin Recreation Ale.
Is there a
It's
turtle
really
in
good.
it?
No, it's like mountains.
Oh, you said
It's
terrapin, so the first thing I thought was a turtle.
is that a kind of turtle?
No.
Why the fuck do you think turtle?
I don't know.
Okay. No, it's a nice session ale or a session IPA. It's good.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. It's good. I would never turn one down, and I would definitely buy it again for if you're going out and you plan on drinking all day and you don't want to be blackout wasted by 4 p.m. It's delicious. But what'd you say? What we said when I asked what do we got for the show? You said garage sales.
Garage sales, yeah.
What do we have? What do we have? What are we doing with garage sales?
I don't know. I wanted to go to garage sales today. They were all closed, and so I wanted to talk about that because I always find some cool stuff at garage sales and whatnot. Goodwill, Restore, blah 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 blah. I did find some really cool stuff at Goodwill. Oh, I don't even have it with me. I found a chalice, like a brandy chalice.
Nice. Pimp cup?
Yeah, it's like freaking, and that's what I drank my milk out of today, actually. Like on
Makes sense
when I was doing the thing. Yeah, I know, right? It's like the golden chalice. I mean, it's my salvation after all the spicy food. So yeah, I got that and stuff like that. So I mean, like, that was really cool. I didn't really have a lot. I was just like naming off stuff, and I didn't really think that one through.
No, I love garage sales. I picked up some sick shit last summer. I was actually able to get my Canon Vixia like 770, a really like a $200 video camera, $5 at some lady's garage sale. I was like, okay. And then I just spent $15 on a charger and a battery, or a charger for it because it had a battery. Nice. $20. Kidding me? $20 for a $200 setup. I have it. I need to find it. I don't know what I did with it since I just got lost in the move somewhere.
So yeah, I mean, well, never mind.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm so disoriented from all the food in me. I'm like completely like just losing it right now.
Nice. That's the next excuse I'm gonna use when Liv's like, "Are you drunk?" I'm gonna be like, "No, I'm disoriented from all the food I ate."
Oh god.
No, but there you find some awesome shit at garage sales. For a while, I was actually me and Liv were actually going to garage sales and reselling stuff, and it was working really well. You know, you're not gonna make a killing, but you go there. My whole thing at a garage sale is to walk up to people and offer them $1. I'm like, "You take $1 for this?" I got a fucking drum machine for $1 because they were like, sure. Like, what's the worst they're gonna say is no, and then say you take I'll take $5 for it.
So like one of the strategies I've picked up, and I'll find like a certain size box and be like, okay, that's a $5 box or that's a $10 box. You look at that box and you start walking around. You toss stuff that you like in that box. You grab the box, you walk up, and be like, I'll give you $10 for what's in this box. You give the $10, and then you got a bunch of shit. I found like
a nice move.
I found like awesome video games. I have 2 copies of Final Fantasy VII that I got for probably the equivalent of like 60 cents or something like that.
And that's awesome because that Final Fantasy VII is probably one of the most sought after PS1 games. Like that's like everyone's, like, especially for our generation, like people between like 25 and 35. That's like the game that defined their generation. You know, that game came out and people were like, "What the fuck? This is so insane!" Like the graphics when that came out was just out of this world.
Yeah, seriously, and that's always the best deals I find is like people don't want to sort through the shit that they put out. So if you just offer them money, like, hey, look, there's a shiny $10 bill. Like, I mean, they're gonna jump on it because they're not gonna look through that and be like, oh, I'm pretty sure this game is worth more than that as well. But like, I found Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, which if you don't know what that is, it's like an $800 game because it was a very limited release RPG that's very much like Final Fantasy. But it only came out in the Philips CDI, which was an old game console that kind of failed. I've
never even heard of that.
And they re-released it, calling it the Silver Star Story Complete, on the PS1. When they re-released it on the PS1, the actual the cost it took to get it out and released was more than they brought in from the sales. So the company went under as they distributed this. So there's a very small release. So to find it, and I also found a hard-covered instruction manual that came
That's really
with it.
cool.
So like, and
Are you
I
gonna
found
sell
it.
that? What do you
That's a prized possession. I played that.
really?
I played it when I was a kid, and it disappeared. I don't know. My parents might have sold it, but I found it
That's
again, and I found it like I said in a bin in a garage sale, and it was in almost perfect condition. So
yeah, that's where all my old Super Nintendo games went. My parents are just like my parents love just throwing shit out. I mean, I'm 30 years old, so if it's still in their house, like I guess it's whatever, just throw it
yeah.
out. But they've been doing it for like the course of my entire life. I'll be like, "Hey, Dad, where'd my bike go?" I'll be like, "I threw it out." I'm like, "What? Why?" He'd be like, "But Dad, where'd my skateboard go?" "I threw it out." I'm like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
oh my god! When I came back from when I went to boot camp and I came back, like all my stuff was gone. My parents sold my truck.
My dad scrapped my truck. My dad didn't even sell it. I had a 1989 Jeep Cherokee. It was all right, in all it was an off-road truck. It was a beater. It never even saw the road. It was lifted on 33s, and
Oh god.
it was sitting in my grandma's driveway, because that's where I would work on it. And I guess it kind of went unattended for a while, like a year or so, without me working on it. And it was there, and they were trying to sell her house because she passed away a few years ago. But that it was at the time where they were trying to transfer her from living in her home by herself into an assisted living home.
Gotcha.
And so they were trying to sell the house. And one day I was just one of my friends hit me up and he's like, "Hey, you still have your Jeep? I got a buddy who wants to buy the transmission." And I was like, "Fuck it, dude, just take the whole thing for like 100, but I don't give a shit." I'm like, "Dad, it's my Jeep." He's like, "Yeah, I got that thing towed, my bad." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Jesus. He's like, "It had to go." I'm like, "Just
Oh my
tell
god.
me." So yeah.
When I went to boot camp, I came back and I'm like, where are my keys? I want to get my truck back out because I left it in the barn. I was like, give me my keys. I want to go like hang out with my buddies and everything. I got all this money at
Yeah.
my disposal, and I left it registered and everything. My parents sold it out from under me, just forged my name on the title,
Hell
and
yeah.
and it was still registered and insured in my name.
Dude, aren't parents
So,
hilarious? They
look,
just fucking throw
I was like,
everything out.
how did they even manage to take it? And they're like, oh, they took the plates and everything. I'm like, oh my god!
Yep.
Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
get like killed.
yeah, that's great. I am lucky though. I did manage to hang on to my Super Nintendo console and the controllers, but I have one game for it that I don't really like and I'm never gonna play. But I used to have a lot of really good titles and stuff, a lot of really good games, and I guess my parents just fuck it, throw it out.
Yeah, I mean, I have an Atari 2600 that I found in my parents' like storage area because they were cleaning out everything. I'm like, can I have this? And they said, yeah, there you go.
Was it yours? Was it your old one, or
No, I mean, I'm not that old.
where'd it come from?
My parents, my dad, he used to have it.
Yeah,
Then
I've seen a couple Ataris.
then I sold it because I thought it would be cool if I could sell it and make a couple $100 off of it. I only made like $70 off the thing.
Yeah,
And then
certain ones are worth a lot more than others. Certain Ataris.
yeah, and then when I got married, I found out that Lizzie had actually two Atari 2600s.
Hell yeah.
So now I got two more. And
Very
all
nice.
the Nintendo consoles because her family was big on Nintendo for a while. So
I wish I had like any of the original Final Fantasies for Super Nintendo.
I have one and two for the Super Nintendo.
Really, I would love to play them just because you can play them on emulators anytime you want. You can play them on your phone. You can play them on your computer. You can literally play them anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just something about sitting down with an old school Super Nintendo controller,
Yeah,
on a TV.
I guess like I mean because like I streamed Final Fantasy and I will finish that eventually, but when I was streaming it, like I tried to stream the original one and it's like it's hard to play now because
Really?
it's very hard to play because they've remastered it and the remastered version is so much more
Remastered on PSP, right?
Yep. And it works better. Everything they improved everything. They improved the stats. They improved the map. They improved like just everything looks better. So yeah, it's great having the Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for the Super Nintendo. I would never personally go back and play them on the Super Nintendo because
Really?
they have improved. I have nostalgic for that. I do like old video games, but if there's an improvement, if there's a way to improve it, and it's actually an improvement, I don't know why. Like it's like going back to Windows 7 after upgrading. You know what I mean?
I see where you're going. You know what, and you bring up a good point with the upgrades, and also with I I love when you're playing on an emulator and you have the save states, because
Yeah,
sometimes in the
yeah,
older games you'll get pinched in a spot where you can't save but you can't clear it, and you fuck yourself to death. So I
yeah,
really do love the save states. Which, if you don't know what a save state means, it means that you can save anywhere. You can just hit one button, and no matter where you are, you don't have to get to a save point. You don't have to get to open world. You don't have to use an item. You don't have to talk to anyone. Just boom, save wherever you are, right before a boss. Right, and that's, to me, that's probably the most convenient thing about an emulator.
mm-hmm.
But with an emulator, I find myself not really having an urge to continue the game, to beat the game, to continue playing it. Whereas on a console, um, not even on a console, but like on like the full game, if I play it, I'm like in the zone with it. An emulator is just
Yeah.
kind of disposable to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get that notion where it's disposable, but like for me, like I like the emulators because there were certain games that like I never had a chance to like beat when I was a kid, and they like kind of
Mhm.
they disappear. Like
Oh,
old Game Boy Advance games like Golden Sun. Golden Sun was like one of my
I
favorite
lo-
games.
I play that on the emulator all the
I
time.
got an emulator for it. I beat the first one, and I went to go and I transferred my data to the second one because I beat the first one when I was a kid, and I got the second one, and I couldn't transfer the data because my dad made me sell Golden Sun 1 to get Golden Sun
Damn it!
2, so I couldn't get the data off of it.
Ugh.
So I had to. So I literally wrote down that like painstakingly wrote down like that 10-page like thing because you can't copy and paste it onto the next game like you can with a Game Boy Advanced. And I finally got it over there, and I started playing Golden Sun 2. Unfortunately, I haven't beaten it yet because I got a new phone, and I just haven't. I don't really want to
Yeah,
start all over again, so I might just whip out my old phone. It's sitting on my windowsill up there. I might whip out my old phone and try to beat it.
yeah. Just Golden Sun is so good. I even played the one for 3DS.
Dark Age or
Uh,
whatever it's called.
was it 3DS or was it?
Oops.
It may have been the regular DS. Speaking of
Yeah.
emulating, I have this thing. It's so sick. It's called a flash cart for 3DS, where you can emulate. When I said you can emulate on anything, I mean on this little 3DS cartridge. I've got
Oh yeah, I
um, a
forgot that.
full a full DS emulator, a full Game Boy, Super Nintendo, all in one little cart, and you just load it up with a little micro SD card in there, and you have all your games on it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so funny you bring that up because I remember when I got a DS, one of my buddies was like, "You got to do this," and I ended up
Mhm.
doing that, and I got to play like all the old like Pokemon games and everything, and
Yeah,
I was super
it's so
excited
good.
about that, and I think I still have the cartridge somewhere. I don't think I could. I think you could still use it in 3DSs, so I might start.
Yeah,
I might pick that back up and see if I can.
yeah, you
Play
definitely
play a couple
can.
more.
I have it somewhere. I do have the card somewhere. I forget where though, but I definitely still have it. But I mean, I got. What are we turning this whole episode into? Just video games? Is that what we're
Video
doing?
game nostalgia. Okay, so I
Sure.
wanted to ask you this, like, and we've already brought it up, and it's so funny because I was gonna be on the retro gaming side, but I think we kind of reversed the roles a little bit on that one. I do like retro games. The simpler they are, the more replayable they are. I think, in my opinion, like Pac-Man. Like, I mean, our drunk little Pac-Man down here. Like,
Mm,
Pac-Man is simple. Like, you can play Pac-Man a million times over. There's not much you can do to improve Pac-Man.
yeah.
And then there's Final Fantasy where like improvements are only gonna help it.
Yeah, because it was so ahead of its time. It was such a complex game for, like, what was
Yeah,
it, 1990? The
for
first
like
19
for yeah,
when
it was on a 16-bit console.
Yeah, it was so ahead of its time. It was so complicated that there was just so much going on and so little technology to drive it.
Yeah, and
Um,
then you got Final Fantasy 7, which was I think 96 or 95.
97.
97. Okay, thank you. That one, like, it looked good, and like even
It was
today, like I think
beautiful.
the last time I played the game and beat it was last year, and it was still fun to play. Like the graphics aren't terrible enough for me to not want to play it. The functionality is still really good on it. There
Mhm.
are a couple things that kind of piss me off about it, but whatever. I mean, I still have a little mini PS1 up there, and I'll put it right in front of my computer and watch movies while like because you ever seen those old school PS1s that have the screen attached to them?
They have DVD players in there?
No, oh my god, you haven't seen this before? Give
No.
me a second, I'll be right back.
Describe it in great detail. So while he's getting that, Final Fantasy VII was one of those games where I hope my buddy listens to this. Dan, when I was in like probably late middle school, I couldn't even beat the game myself because I just didn't understand. I remember having to bring my memory card and the disc to my friend's house so I could have him help me, and he had to beat the final boss, which I think was Sephiroth. What was it? Who was the last boss in
Sephiroth.
yeah, but it was like in his like space state, whatever, right? Cosmic or whatever.
In the angel form.
Yeah. So I had to have my friend beat that for me. I was saying how I had to like actually bring the memory card over to his house and everything.
Yeah. Oh my god. So when I played last year, I went for completionist. So I got all my characters to level 99. Like 5-star.
Oh my god.
I 5-starred every single summon so I could have it twice. And I went up against Sephiroth. I beat him in 3 turns. I beat him so fast the game actually couldn't keep up. So Sephiroth attacked me a couple times before he died. It was so funny. Like I actually broke the game when last time I played it.
I have it. I have Final Fantasy VII on PC. I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 13, 13-2, and 14. And I kind of want to get 12. I know people shit on 12.
I would get 12 again.
They've remastered it on
just because by comparison it's like leagues better than 13.
Well, yeah. I mean, 13 was aesthetically pleasing. 13 looked good.
Yeah,
but
13 looked good.
It was so linear.
But so did 15, and 15 was an awful game.
Really? I hear mixed reviews. I hear some people that absolutely loved it.
I heard they fixed it, and I heard it's a lot better now than it used to be. But it was one of those games where they tried to get really ambiguous, and they were like, if you watch this movie before playing this game, then you'll know so much more, and there's like this extra stuff that you gotta do, and there's a mini game on the demo that you would know about, and blah 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 blah. Like they made it way too complicated. Like the same thing with 11. Like 11 was super complicated to get into, and I couldn't do it.
Well, that was their online game. That was like the not prequel, but that was like where everyone
the pancake of 14.
Yeah. So I guess that was actually one of WoW's original competitors.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a competitor. It was only on the PS2, which I think limited a lot of people. I mean, how many kids had internet access on their PS2?
Me, I played fucking SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEAL. Shout out to my homies. The original online game I used to play. Well, actually, not. It's the first one that I really, really, really got into. I was playing online games like Tribes on PC and Unreal Tournament 2003. But then when SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs came out, holy shit. It blew my mind. John that you met at the con, at Anime Next, I used to play with him all the time. We always talk. Every time I talk to him, it's basically about how we need SOCOM to come back. It's so good. Because I used to play with him in high school. I'm looking right now to see what Final Fantasy
I had SOCOM. I just never played it online.
Woo, man, it was fun. I'm sure I could. I probably couldn't play it now because it was like a kind of clanky third-person shooter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I remember how fucked up it was. Because then I remember after SOCOM, the next first-person shooter the next shooting game I played was Call of Duty, and that was like really, Call of Duty really
pretty much put that franchise out of business.
It set the standard too. Okay, so pause real quick.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's called the PS1. But then, is it a DVD player?
No.
So then, what'd you say? You'd watch movies on there?
No, I'd watch movies on my computer. I could play video games on this.
Oh, I know that. I know that exists. Is that the old original one?
No, this is the PS1, where like it actually said 1 on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The one that came out slightly after the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like what year? What year is that thing? It's the old one, right? It's not like a remake that came out in the last like couple years.
No, this is an original. This is
Yeah, so it has the flip up screen and everything. I remember when that came out.
The flip up screen came separate. That's an attachment.
Yeah, but it was sick. What does it plug into? Like, what does the screen plug into? Is it like that can't even possibly be HDMI?
No, it plugs into. You remember the old school cords like these things?
Yeah,
It plugs into
yeah.
this and the power cord, and the power cord goes into the actual like
Mm,
thing. So it's really cool, and I can't believe it wasn't on my desk like right now because honestly, like I used to just leave it on my desk. Like whenever we played video games, if I was too drunk, I'd just pull this out and play like Galaga or something on Namco Media.
very sick.
But
So I did look up.
I can't find the date on this.
I did look online right now because I want to see what Final Fantasies are actually on Steam because I have a bunch of them.
2000. This came out in 2000.
Okay.
Because it was
So
like
yeah,
it was like the remastered because Final Fantasy 9 came out in 2000 right around the same time that oh no, yeah, it came out in
Final
2000.
Fantasy 9 was 99.
Either way, it came out
99 2000. Yeah, around that
it
time.
came out right around the same time the PS2 came out, and then Final Fantasy 10 came out. But a lot of people didn't get to play 9 and a couple other games, so they remastered it like this. So so it would bring people back to the PS1 a little bit. And they try to squeeze out as much profit as they could with the PS1.
Yeah,
I have an original PS1, like the big ass motherfucker, but it's like broken. I need to fix it. It won't read discs anymore.
I have the original one. I have the original PlayStation. I have the original PlayStation 2. Of PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
What is that?
The original PlayStation controller.
Oh, geez, yeah. So they have. Looks like they have almost all of the Final Fantasy games on Steam. I'm not seeing
4 and 6 are the two that I have played the least that I love the most.
Okay, so they are missing the older ones. I guess as far as the older ones go, they have
1, 2, and 3 shouldn't be there. I think 4 through 9 are on there.
I see 3.
Oh, you see 3's on there? I didn't know that.
They did a remaster of it.
Oh, okay.
Which actually looks kind of cool.
3 is the Onion Knight.
I see 3. I see 5.
4 should be on there.
4.
Cecil, yeah.
4 is on there, but it's remastered.
Nah, I'll take remastered. I mean, some people have said it's worse, like the controls and everything. It's like not worth it, but like honestly, I take remastered over like OG any day, because sometimes they fix stuff that like I remember having complaints about. Like I have complaints about 7. Okay, if they remastered 7 instead of doing this whole fucking remake thing where it's like 3D rendering, you need like a supercomputer to play it kind of thing. If they just like kind of fix it up, clean it up a little bit, and fix some of the problems I had with it,
they did with 10.
I would be okay with that. 10 didn't really change all that much either. Like honestly,
no, just an overhaul on graphics. Really,
the only thing I wish they would do is get rid of that laughing scene.
Now it's a classic scene.
It's so cringy.
It is bad.
No.
I will
play the fuck out of 10 eventually, though.
10, they have the 10 and 10-2 remastered. It's $30 right now on Steam. 7. Actually, 7 is only $12. That's really good.
They always have a Square Enix sale right around like February, March too. Like where they're all on sale, like all Square Enix games.
These aren't even on sale.
They're super cheap anyway, but like there are some times where like you can get like 4 through 9 for like $5 each.
Mm-hmm. I see Final Fantasy 15 on here. It's $50. If that goes on sale for half price, I'll buy it. Just to have.
I beat the game. I let my buddy borrow it, and then he stole it from me and moved.
Cock.
He like ghosted us. He stole my game, but I have all his D&D shit, so I'm okay with it. It's worth more.
There you go. Sell it.
Yeah, exactly.
What do they have? What the fuck? What's World of Final Fantasy Complete Edition?
Oh my god, World of Final Fantasy looks like such a fun game. It's like a little slice of life adventure game.
Really?
Have you ever heard of
$40?
Have you ever heard of the one that came out with the 3DS? The one that was like
Mobius?
The one that was like Monster Hunter. There was one that was like Monster Hunter that me and Dudzik played a lot. And I really liked it. Hang on, I got it right here, actually. It's called Final Fantasy Explorers.
No, I never played that.
It's a Monster Hunter style game, and you can like summon characters from other games and wear their costumes and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's Cloud right there.
Oh yeah, I see him.
But it's really fun, and it's just basically like a little mini Monster Hunter game. and you could like change classes and everything. It's a really it's a really interesting game, and World of Final Fantasy looked like kind of like a bigger version of that. I would love to play that. I can't remember. Is it online? Are you still on that page?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. It's single player.
Oh, that's awesome. Final Fantasy really just needs to stay single player. Like I
I don't know, man.
four,
14. People love 14, and honestly, I would have
14
liked it
was
too.
14 was fun. My problem was it was still a single player game. Like you just happened to run into other players sometimes. Like
No, it
even
was only single player because you never like max leveled,
yeah, I
because you
did.
didn't
I
get.
maxed out
Because
everything.
no, did you really?
Yeah,
And you didn't get in a guild. You
I
weren't
was in
doing
a guild. I was in a
raids. You weren't
guild. I
doing
did
PvP.
raids. I was in a guild. I did raids, but it was just that. It was only that. There wasn't like the PvP was kind of a weak. Like it was just like my problem is they overcomplicated it.
Mm.
They made it way too hard to access certain things, and if you spend like a day away from it and you go back to play it, holy shit, you forgot everything that you just learned. Like
Really?
you gotta and like, they take you through the PvP tutorials way too early. So by the time I was max level, I couldn't even remember how to do it. I had to go online and look it all up.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot of something you just have to feel out. Like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's tough for me to even think about other combat systems because
I
I compare everything to Elder Scrolls Online because I think it's for as flawed as it is. I think their PvP is great.
I guess my one of my other biggest complaints was the class system. Like when you changed from like Dark Knight to Red Mage to White Mage to Black Mage to blah 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 blah. If you picked a role, you are that role. I mean, you could switch classes between one character, which was kind of cool, but it wasn't like ESO where you could say, okay, I'm a Sork, but I can be a Stam Sork, a Healer Sork, a Tank Sork, a Mag Sork, a Summoner. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you're a Dark Knight, you are a tank, and you have a set abilities that pretty much you're predetermined to use. Like very few times can you have like a flex bar where you change up stuff. It,
That's
it,
kind of a bummer. I
it
think that's why I like
it's like
ESO so
I
much.
think that was my problem. Like everything was kind of laid out for you. Like it was fun as a single player game. I beat all the content as of I think a Stormbringer one, the one where they had like all the ones that looked like the judges from Final Fantasy 12.
I don't know.
It was the second DLC. The one right before
Heaven's Sword?
Heaven's Ward.
Heaven's
Yeah,
Sword?
that's what it was. I beat that. I beat all the way up to that, and I was just like, I was just kind of done. The one thing I will say is like you can make some really goofy looking characters, and I really like that. I made one character. He had a freaking pompadour that was like 20 feet long.
Hell
And
yeah.
he was like dressed in like dragoon gear and just like flopping around. Every time he did a jump, his pompadour would bounce around. It was the funniest thing I had ever seen. And I enjoyed it for like the novelty, but if you're gonna play a Final Fantasy game, I'd rather just play a Final Fantasy game. Like this was a little too much.
Dude, 12 remastered looks so fucking good.
12 looked good back when it was on PS2. It was like one of the best PS2 looking best looking games on PS2.
What
Because
did
it was
everyone
like
hate about it?
the problem was it was the last game to come out on PS2. Just like Final Fantasy 9, it was the last game to come out on
Mhm.
PS1.
9 was a masterpiece, though.
Nine,
Fucking
nine was great.
amazing.
9 was amazing. Zidane was awesome. Blah blah blah. But then you get to 12, and everyone kind of had the same expectations for 12 because they were like, well, it's gonna because there was a lot of rumors going around at the time, and I remember this because they were hyping it up to be on the PS3. But then
Uh,
they're like, we're gonna put it on the PS2. Oh well, the PS3, and then like last minute they released it as the PS2, and I was so excited about it. I think I still have it. I have the original like tin case from Final Fantasy 12 because I was obsessed with that game. I was so excited to see a new Final Fantasy because I played the hell out of 10 and 10 2, and I skipped 11 because I didn't have like the internet access, so I went a
yeah.
long time without another Final Fantasy game.
And you had to pay a monthly for Final Fantasy. That's because I was in
That's another
like
thing I have.
middle school.
That's another thing I have on 14 that I don't like is you have to pay monthly. And like going back to the WoW thing, like yeah, that sucks.
I don't
Yeah,
mind
ESO
it.
is the most available game, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's playable without the subscription,
Mm-hmm.
but it keeps a lot of the for when you have to pay a subscription, it keeps a lot of the trolls out. It keeps a lot of the fucking just real like pieces of shit out of the game because if you're paying $15 a month to play a game, you're serious about it. You're not going in there and trolling people and fucking
I don't know,
doing
because
dumb
like I
stuff.
remember in WoW, like you'd get a lot of shitheads because it was like 13, 12, 12, 13-year-old kids to 18-year-old kids
Because their
whose
parents were
whose
paying for
parents
this
are
sub.
paying for it and they don't give a shit, and they're like the
Yeah.
biggest shitheads. Call of Duty was another one that was super guilty of that. But that's neither here nor there. So like that long ass wait till 12, I was so excited. I played the shit out of that game. I got used to the combat system. I really enjoyed it. The problem with 12 is it's very specific. You have to do things right. If you experiment around, you could fuck up your whole game and get to the very end, and you can't touch a boss if you do it wrong.
Really?
So it's very, very specific. You have to be careful. Like if your character uses a gun, keep him on gun. There are a lot of cool weapons in that game. Don't use any of them.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why that's what bothered me, because I got like 40 hours into that game and I found out that like I had to go back and grind for another 40 hours to get my characters up to the standard that they needed to be to move on ahead. And like it was just like a lot of overpowered enemies that you couldn't really experiment around in. You couldn't be too OP in if you wanted to try using, like, I don't know, bombs. Bombs was another one that I thought was really cool. I gave it to one of my characters. So, like, it was just, I don't know. I guess it was just one of those things. I guess it really bothered me about the game was it was the beginning of the end for Final Fantasy to me, because
That's subjective.
because they kind of nudged you in a direction. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could experiment around in 12, and then when you get to 13, you really can't do a whole lot of experimenting around. It's like the way the levels are in 12 though, or in 13 I did like, because it was kind of a callback to 10 with the sphere grid system. They did have levels in 13 and you could pick and choose between the characters. The only problem was you spent like 70% of the game being forced to use certain characters, so you couldn't even experiment around until you were almost done with the game anyway. There was only one chapter that you had open exploration in, and
that's why like 7, 8, and 9 were so good. You could pick your party, do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah, and then like right off the bat, you were open world. Like one through 9, like open world. Like even 10, like kind of nudged you in a direction a little bit. But at least like I want to say like
you had a lot of options.
If you were like 20 hours in, you already had all the characters you were gonna play, except for Riku, who, oh my god, Riku is the baddest character on the game. Like
baddest as in like
yeah,
she bad.
She's awesome. Like you
good.
you could grind on Albed Island. You could grind, and she's 15.
Oh my god, is she? Which one's Riku?
The little short blind girl.
Oh my god.
She's
the Albed?
Yeah, the Albed. So if you go on her island, you can steal these Albed potions from these Machina. And so, like, you just gather all these things up. You could have, like, 5,000 of them, and they're so useful. And you go to run out, you just go back to the island, grind up a couple more, and then you go back out. And, like, it would heal all your characters for 2,000, which is, in the grand scheme of things, not much. But it also healed certain ailments. So when you got later on in the game, if you needed to do, like, a blanket ailment heal, you just use Riku. And Riku is the perfect one to throw in. You could do like a bunch of like throw grenades and stuff like that, like a lot of AoE stuff. Like Riku was awesome. Riku, Waka, and obviously Auron. Auron was like way overpowered for that game.
I like what was his name? Not Triss. The one with the Moogle. The caster.
Oh, Lulu. Oh,
yeah,
the Black Mage. Oh, the Black Mage. Lulu. How did I forget about Lulu?
Yeah,
Lulu was
she's badass.
She's so strong, and if you get her bangle, like the strongest bangle in the game, she's immune to thunder, water, and fire.
She's
good.
Good.
Ice, fire, and thunder, and then water was the only thing that she could get hurt with, and she would eat those attacks. Like, it would actually heal her if she got attacked by any of those elements. Like, she was so badass. I loved Lulu.
The only thing I didn't like about her was when I was like going through hit just like XXX, just go through it. I would accidentally attack with her fucking Moogle, and it would do like 12 damage. I'm like, god damn it!
If that. Oh, actually, every once in a while, you'd get a Moogle that did something really cool if you had used the attack button, so it was all right.
Yeah.
But I loved the whole system in 10. Like, in 10 was like the first game I played more than one time in like a short span of time. Every other game, like played, I beat them, and then I kind of just left them to the wayside and picked them back up a couple years later or something like that. 10, I played consecutively, like one right after another for like
Really?
up until 12 came out. I was so obsessed with Final Fantasy 10. And I remember because I got that game used from my buddy. He gave it to me free. I played it, I got to a certain part and the game froze and it just got stuck on this one cutscene and it
Classic.
wouldn't go any further, and it pissed me off. I was stuck on that same thing for like a year, and then at one point I was at GameStop and I traded it in, and
Sneaky,
I
sneaky.
traded it in with like SOCOM and stuff like that, like all the games that were kind of like, kind
Fading
of
out.
fading out. PS2 has such a huge library, and not many of their games are worth a lot, so I don't really regret getting rid of some of those PS2 games. So like after a while, so I sold a bunch of them, and the I got 10, a new 10, and it worked, and I used my old save file and I got all the way through, and I finally
Nice.
beat the game, and I finally 100%ed it. My goal right before 12 came out was to finish the sphere grid, and I think I got like 70% through the sphere grid, and
That's
I
wild.
never beat it. I never beat it. I think my time clock stopped at 999. It wouldn't go up any
Oh
further.
shit. I actually on Final Fantasy 9, so you know how on Steam everything, all your files save into like the Steam cloud. So if you uninstall a game and you reinstall it, you're still gonna have your saves and stuff.
Yeah.
So apparently Final Fantasy 9 did not do this. So I had to reformat my computer. I was like 3/4 of the way. I was on disc. I was 3/4 of the way through the game, and I reformatted my computer. I went back and none of my save files. But the magic of PC gaming is I was able to go online, find someone else's save files that were roughly around the same as mine, but
Yeah.
around the same spot as mine, and I was able to download their save files, install it, and put it into the correct folders, and have be back in that same spot. I never finished it from there because it was a little weird. Because I'm like, oh, this isn't the
This
stuff I
isn't
use.
mine.
This
This is
isn't.
the stuff.
Yeah,
This isn't me. Like I totally get that. I can't just pick up someone else's game. Like I would play
yeah.
the fuck out of my games, but if I went to a friend's house and they were like, "You want to try?" and I'm like, "No, I can't." Like
Because I
it's
worked.
not mine. I worked so hard for that.
I worked so hard on 9, just like using like upgrading with the correct equipment. Because 9
Yeah.
was certain equipment gives you different skills instead of
Hmm.
having like materia or a sphere grid or a draw system like in 8.
Oh.
Um, draw. I didn't mind. I didn't mind the draw
I
system.
still like I beat 8 and that was it. I don't think I've ever gone
I
back
didn't
and
mind it.
replayed 8. Like I don't know why. It was like I had such an aversion to 8. I hated it. I hated
A lot of
everything about
people.
it. Like
A lot of people hated 8, and I think the thing about 8 was I didn't play it when it first came out. I didn't play it until about 4 years ago,
hmm.
3 4 years ago. So just to get that old school, not that mid school Final Fantasy feel again, I think that's why I loved it so much, because it was like a throwback.
Yeah.
It was like doing extra content in an older Final Fantasy game that you've never done before.
I think for me, it was I had just come off of playing 7,
It's tough
and
to stack up to 7.
like I love the battle system in 7. I love the story in 7. And like
Mhm.
7 is way overrated, don't get me wrong. I think there are better Final Fantasies out there. But 7 is a great game, and at the time it was the best like battle system, and I just liked everything about it. Going to
Mhm.
8, I was all excited to see like what they were going to improve and everything, and I thought at first it was going to be a callback to one's battle system, which was really because it was really similar, but it had the timer on it, which I thought was cool, the little timer thing. But it just fell short. There was like just things about it I didn't like the way the timer system like kind of rushed you through the games, and if you like looked away for 1 second, you were fucked because like they would just keep attacking you and stuff like that. It was just it really bothered, like the whole system really bothered me. The
Yeah,
story was
a lot
pretty
of people
good
had.
though. Don't get me wrong. I thought the
Yeah,
story was good. I didn't like Squall. Squall's kind of a bitch, but
yeah.
everything else about the story was really cool.
I thought it was intriguing. It was different. It was kind of out there.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? But at the same time, you're just like, all right, cool, I guess.
And like
It
and
got,
I know this isn't a popular opinion, but I think it was Square's way of showing off graphics more so than anything else. Like
I can see
I
it.
feel like everything was an afterthought to the graphics because it looked really good. It was a really good looking game for the
It
time.
did, and you know what? It wasn't. it wasn't as like goofy
Yeah,
as the other ones, like Zidane and shit from 9. He's goofy, you know. All the
yeah,
characters,
yeah,
they're all
exactly.
like comical and funny. And even in 7, you know,
Oh,
you
what's
had
his
like
face?
Kate Sith.
Yeah, Kate Sith. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know, you had funny characters like that, and I feel like um they tried to model the characters in 8 after like real human beings.
Yeah, they
And
like angsty teenagers, and I think it was like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was cool. I liked it.
I think I was too young at the time. I was too young to really get like the angsty teenager thing. And then when I went to go replay it
Mhm.
again, or when I went to go try it again, like I was like, this is like I can't deal with these people's personalities. I think I made it through
Uh,
like 2 hours worth of the game, and I was like done with it.
yeah,
So
I liked it. Um, would I play it again? No, I'd rather go back and beat 7 again, or I'd rather, because I still never beat 9. I was so close to it. So I'd rather go back and unfortunately have to go play through the entire 9 all over again.
it's
But it
actually
was
not
super
that
fun.
bad. Like
I streamed it.
it's
I
actually
deleted it.
it's actually really refreshing going back through a Final Fantasy. Like playing 1 again, I was like super excited because I'm like I remembered all the characters I really liked, and it was just really refreshing having to like build all that over again, relearn everything and stuff like that. I think enough time passed for me with 1 that I could play it again and be like, yeah, this is a great game.
Yeah, but I don't know. See, the problem with me with 1, like all the original ones, is that when I play them on an emulator, I when I'm sitting there on my phone playing it, nothing's really keeping me there. You know, it's kind of just a pastime. If I'm playing emulators on my phone, it's not because
Well,
I'm trying to beat the game.
I'm playing it on the PSP,
PSP.
so
Oh,
yeah,
that old move.
yeah.
Um,
So, but
yeah, I get.
so like I can live stream it and everything, which is really cool. It kind of got me to like actually start playing the game because I've tried to restart it in the past and like you
Mhm.
said, just didn't really like stick.
Yeah,
But I will say this, like if we're this is just gonna be a Final Fantasy episode, basically.
I guess.
Um, the most underrated Final Fantasy game, and it had the most unique like visuals, most unique gameplay. It was Final Fantasy Tactics. Still to this day, have you ever played the original?
Yeah, I just didn't like the combat. I think I was too young at the time to appreciate the combat system. I never really liked the what is it, turn based.
Turn-based strategy.
Yeah, I like the turn based from like Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 9.
I think
Just
Tactics, like just visually, is better because like it's not trying to be this 3D game. It's just showing off like a really unique art style and everything. Like I personally think that like if I had to pick one Final Fantasy game, if I had to throw out every Final Fantasy game but one, I would stick with Tactics. So Tactics was like the most interesting story to me. It was the coolest like characters were in it. Like I have a tattoo of the Dark
mm.
Knight from Tactics. I love Tactics. Tactics will
I
always
would
be my favorite game.
I would have to go back and play it like as an adult, and have like a higher understanding of it and see how I liked it. Because when I played it, what year that came out around the same time as 7,
95.
right?
It's
Was it before 7?
a lot of people. Oh, there we go.
Was it before Final Fantasy 7?
A lot of people
Okay.
claim that Tactics was released because it was like a passion project for some of the developers, but a lot of people claim that it was like released around 7 because because it was released in 97. Yep.
Same year as
Yep, and it got like swept out by the
it
wake of
really did.
7, which sucks because like I think it was a really good game, and I would really like to see them remake it with the
Yeah,
set
but think
with
about
like
this.
with just better pixels.
Think about it. So you're a kid, right? You're in middle school and you have the option to play this sick fucking cutting edge visual game with sick bosses and awesome weapons and shit. Or you can go click a button and stare at a map, you know,
That's what
for a
you
couple hours.
that's what you do
That
in 7.
absolutely not. It is so fucking different. When you're a kid, the demographic they were targeting was 100% conducive to Final Fantasy 7. They obviously
Well,
I don't know why they did it,
well, that's what
but
I
they
mean.
overshadowed themselves.
Well, that's what I mean. I think Tactics. It's like Treasure Planet was for Disney. Like Treasure Planet was a passion project for the animators. Tactics was a passion project. It's something that they wanted, that Square let them do, but they had other.
Wrong time to release. If they did it a year
Well,
earlier,
that's what I'm saying. Disney didn't want to release Treasure Planet. Square didn't want to release Tactics. They just let them do it because like they were having a good year. They were giving them kind of something that they wanted to do to kind of give them, because 7 was obviously a huge task. So they made this like nice and simple game. You could play it for like it's like a 60-hour game playthrough. Same with Treasure Planet. They wanted to make a steampunk Treasure Island, which I thought was really cool. I liked both. I like both of those, Treasure Planet and that. Disney and Square just kind of swept those under the rug. They kind of like let them fall from glory by releasing them around the same exact time as The Lion King and Final Fantasy VII. So like it's just one of those things where it kind of just got so.
like Final Fantasy VII was revolutionary. It was their first
Oh no, I get it.
PS1.
I'm not gonna take away from Final Fantasy VII. What I'm saying is like I
No,
wish
so they kicked themselves in the dick by releasing them at the same time.
Yeah, I wish that like Tactics would get more attention because like yeah, it's not supposed to be a revolutionary game, but most of the indie games nowadays are kind of on the same level as Tactics, where it's just like a style that people like Cuphead, for example, Little Nightmares. I mean,
Yeah, but it's right.
Hello Neighbor.
It's like them releasing Elder Scrolls 6 at the same time as Elder Scrolls Blades. No one's gonna give a fuck about Blades when 6 is gonna be out.
Well, Blaze is already out.
Yeah, well, I know. I was just thinking like in
Yeah.
comparison.
Oh, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, with these indie games nowadays, I feel like Tactics has kind of found its place in like the indie game category. Like, people that like Tactics are the people that aren't looking for like the cutting edge and stuff like that. Like, I love when they fix the graphics, and I love when they revolutionize gameplay. What I thought was kind of weird is like how everyone's like all about like, oh, they made this so much better, the gameplay on this is so much better, but like there's also other games out there. You don't need to have like the best of the best. There's other games that are super simple and super fun as well that I think kind of get swept under the rug. And that's what I'm going to try to do on the stream as well, is try to find some of those really fun like small time games that people have made on their side.
I don't know what is that? I have no mouth, but that's just a weird fucking game.
That was a mainstream game. That was a mainstream PC game that came out in the 90s, 97 actually.
97. So yeah. Same year as I think that's what you said. So same year as Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's nothing like the book, like at all. Like the story is kind of similar, like the background is similar, but like going into the story, it's nothing like the book. Or like the short story that it was. Like the short story is like super fucked up, but that game is like a whole nother level on a whole different playing field. Like it's an alternate storyline.
I'm proud to say I've never read or played that game / book because it looks like something that I wouldn't be interested in at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually like I'm gonna read a strategy guide and figure out how to do it, and I'll just like bang it all out in like one long stream, because I would like to get more attention onto that, because that was really cool, because the book itself was made in was written in like 1967, back when like AI was really starting to come out, and like 2001 A Space Odyssey was a thing. So people were like really scared of AI and what like computers could potentially do. So I think it's like a good like historical commentary on like that time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just think it was very it had an art style that I just wasn't really all about. No,
that's just because it's an old PC game. Like it's not really like
it's like uncomfortable and gory and creepy and just I don't know.
Like you like horror games.
Yeah, that's like, to me that's not a horror game. To me this is like a
psychological horror
shock value game. Like how weird, how like disturbing can we make this? And I hate when people do that, when people just do shit for shock value. I'm not saying that that's what they did. I'm saying they probably made a very product at the time. I just hate in movies and stuff, like when people like the unsettling things, like when they just go out there just to see how uncomfortable they can be. Like that's not art to me.
I completely agree with you. Like it's like that one movie with what's her face? I think J-Lo was in it or something, where she went into the dream of that like serial killer, and it was like super shock horror and everything.
I don't know.
But like I know what you mean. Like I don't like shock horror. I don't like, to you that's shock horror. To me, like it's not shock horror, because it's more of just like to them it was speculation. It's more akin to like what 2001: A Space Odyssey was trying to do, but more in a horror setting. It was it was published in a like a Hammer science fiction magazine, so it was mostly there to like like be that kind of story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can just do without it. I mean, it's good. It's definitely cool that you're playing it. It's definitely cool that you're streaming it. I just
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll get back into it
yeah,
eventually. Like I was way too drunk to even. I had no business playing a game that required me to think.
yeah. It just games like that do nothing for me. I do like horror, but I kind of like the stereotypical like classic horror PC games. You know.
I like the indie ones, like Hello Neighbor that came
Mm.
out, and Little Nightmares, like stuff like that. Like those indie games, like people have really twisted minds. And Bendy and the Ink Machine.
I like Outlast 1 and 2. I do like the psychological games too, but not when it's just I don't know. Uh,
It's hit or miss. I get it. I mean, I totally get it. I know where you're coming from because you like cyberpunk stuff. I like steampunk stuff. I like that
yeah.
I like that hammer horror kind of stuff. Like I love like
What's Hammer horror?
like you remember the old like swamp monster and like no like posts 1920s Nosferatu and like Dracula and stuff like that. Hammer horror is just like kind of goofier, but it's also
Okay.
like a lot more
I know, like the old Dracula.
not no, it's post old Dracula. Like
Oh, sorry. No, I have no idea.
it was
I don't know what
like it
Hammer
was
horror.
like 50s to 70s kind of stuff, like Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of stuff. Like
Okay.
it was goofy but scary at the same time. I like that stuff. I think it's kind of cool. But
Eh,
that's it, to each his own. I mean, I'm not
yeah.
like
I have a couple
if
horror games that I still need to play.
if
What do I have? I have
if people have good suggestions on games like that, let me know because I'll play them. I would love to. I'd love to find more like that. And if you have suggestions for Eric, who likes
I'm not
Outlet,
I'm
like
not taking any of your suggestions. I'm playing ESO until I fucking die.
well, then
No, I'm
I'll play
kidding.
other stuff.
I play everything. I always go back to Elder Scrolls Online.
I
I just
just
think it's one of the better games out there right now.
yeah, but it's one type of game. I like to try to like try out different games every once in a while. Either way, that's all we have today. It was a very technical day. Like we just talked about Final Fantasy and eating hot dogs. I completely forgot that I ate hot dogs about an hour ago. So
Yeah, I still have a couple on my plate over here. I was gonna eat them during the show, but then I decided not to just like chew into my mic. It's fucking gross. Yeah, exactly.
anyway, yeah. So we are like way out of time actually. So we should probably wrap this up now. Twitch, ESO, GTA eventually once we get better at it, so we're not embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah. Cannot stress enough how important it is for you guys to go follow our Twitch page. We're gonna leave a link in the description of
Yep.
this video. It's www.twitch.tv/halfpassbroke. We need 22 more followers, and then we get our affiliate status, and that's very important to us right now. So go ahead and
we're on Facebook now too. So those fans out there that are that have a lot of friends and whatnot, you just pass that invitation out so you can get the
yeah,
Facebook group out there because Facebook generates a lot of
it does.
traffic.
Everyone's on Facebook,
So
and
that's yeah.
basically we need your money so that we can just do better things, so we can send large files.
The only reason
Buy Sweet Transfer Plus.
I mean, I don't know about you. The only reason I want their money is so we can do more of this.
I still want to see if I can hit a home run with a baseball.
Like,
Can you pitch?
yeah.
Can you pitch a bit like? Can you actually like pitch me like not like a fucking heater down the center, but just like could you lob a softball in over the plate?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next time I see you, we're gonna have to do that because I just want to see if I can hit a fucking home run. I'm pretty sure I can. It's completely out of nowhere. I just always wanted to do it.
Nice.
So
yeah.
I'll get a softball bat, a couple softballs next time we because I think we're gonna meet up and go camping next. Is that our plan?
Yeah,
It
it depends on how late in the season it goes. Because like, if we plan it for like late September, I'd say like yeah, let's just hang out or whatever. And
Why? Late September's perfect.
yeah,
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
either way, yeah. But check us out on everything because we are literally on everything now.
True. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram. That's probably where we have the most traffic.
Yeah, Instagram seems to be
now.
our biggest thing. Don't forget next time we see each other, we gotta get we're getting our nipples pierced.
Oh sure, hell yeah. Where are we getting done? Can we?
We'll do some
Uh,
once we figure out where we're going, we'll do some research
yeah.
on this thing.
Are we just gonna get drunk and just like pierce each other's nipples?
Oh no, I've already mutilated my nipple enough. I want it to be recognizable still. Is that a nipple? Is that a nipple, or did someone chew on your chest?
Yeah, Jesus.
Looks
Someone
like
slap a pepperoni on your chest and send a dog after it.
it looks like chewed bubble gum stuck to my chest hair.
All right.
On that note,
yeah. Let's stop call. Thank you very much. We are half past broke. I am Eric.
I'm Walker.
And give us your money. See ya.